Hello, hello. We are back with some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. We're gonna keep using our Go Second Elf Note deck, but I do want to try some other things out, see how they work. The real question is, what can we actually change? So, we want to do this. This guy definitely doesn't lock you out of anything, so... What can we take out for it, though, is the other question. Have we successfully drolled anyone yet? And then I think we'll take out back-to-back for Shen Shen. Do we maybe take out the Drolls here? I like the idea of 2 Welcome Home, because it did help us last time where we were able to bait with Tinia, but then we already had a Welcome Home in hand. I don't really want to take out the Perulias. But the thing about Droll is nice to just like Droll yourself as well. When you get max seed. I think if we take out Perulia, we make ourselves even weaker to Radiant Typhoon. We don't want to reduce our starters at all. That seems like a mistake. I don't know, it's too tough to figure out what to take out of here. I guess I'm gonna take out the Perulia for now. This way we can give Godos a try. And then we can decide if it's relevant at all, or it never is relevant, or what's going on. Yo, what's going on? And welcome back to some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. And today we are continuing to work on our Go Second Elf Note deck that's been doing pretty good so far. It definitely gives me more confidence when we actually do have to go second that we have a chance. I've made a few more changes. These are mostly just to try out. I'm not 100% sure if we're going to stick with these. We took out the 2 Perulia and we added in 2 Godos. So Godos here, another card that we could special summon. I kind of wanted to do this without taking out any of the cards that we could special summon on our opponent's turn. But maybe that's something we should have been thinking of, like taking out maybe the Psy frames or something for him instead. But anyways, what he's going to do is if your opponent added a card to their hand, except drawing, or in the draw phase, then you can special summon this card. And I'm now realizing this is the draw phase, so Radiant Typhoon can still probably play around this guy, huh? But anyways, after that, during your opponent's main phase, you could target one monster in the opponent's graveyard and special summon it. So this is just a good way for if they want something from their graveyard, we can steal it, or if they're actively trying to summon something from their graveyard, we just kind of take it away, and then they no longer get that effect. But then the other thing is we took out the back-to-back because I still haven't figured out how to use it, and we put in a Shen instead here. Shen can be made out of Hopier and Godos, and then hopefully for some decks it could provide a decent like Floodgate ability, plus it's kind of a recursive card that could be pretty useful for us. Could like set up more targets for Bystials or stuff like that. I'm not sure. I just really like Shen as a card, but I'm not sure it's actually that good. We always have this option as a different 9 if we think it's gonna stay alive, and we'll be able to then like shuffle back our opponent's field at the end phase. So anyways, that is the small amount of changes we made for now. We'll check out how this works in some ranked matches. I still think we probably want to go first, but I mean, I guess we didn't really change our going first stuff at all with the Heck of Hands. Although this is not great. Do I want to bother setting this? I think we're kind of in a bad spot here. We're gonna hide the fact that we have Ash. We definitely gotta Ash that. Okay, he just already had Martha. I guess he could activate this now, right? There wasn't a whole lot I could do about that. He didn't trigger Elise, huh? Carmel is stupid because it doesn't say like detach 2, it says detach all. So it can still actually be used even though it shouldn't be able to. I don't think drolling helps us at all here. He has to give us at least 2 draws, but I think with Carmel we might be dead. We'd have to draw 2 things that are activatable and summonable. Actually, no, he has to give us more draws than that. He has to give us 3 at least. 3 draws. 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 3 draws But it seems like we're just dead. We're not drawing any of our cards that could be summoned on our opponent's turn, right? We have 11 of them, I think. How many do we have now? Is it 10? And we didn't draw a single one? Yeah, we didn't draw any. That's unfortunate. Guy's not attacking for some reason, so we'll just surrender. Yeah, I mean, in a hand that big, you would have expected to have like 3 of the cards that summon themselves, right? So that's just incredibly unlucky. Shouldn't ever happen in any duels, no matter what. Okay. This is not great. I think we have to tribute the Tinea, so hopefully we can Gamma the Ash, if there is an Ash. I think I Ash that, and then he'll... If he has something else, he'll chain it, right? Doesn't have anything else. Okay, he just leaves. Maybe I should have got Gamma first. I need to stop doing that. The problem was, I guess there wouldn't be any other chance for us to Gamma, so I probably should just Gamma there. Because then that's a free Dark Dragon. I think that's kind of the thing I don't like about the Psy frames is I want to like save them to catch people off guard, but if you save them, then they end up being not activatable anymore. Okay, this is pretty good. We got Regina to summon herself and Delta to summon Driver. What is up with all these people that don't do anything? Popier's main phase only, right? Yeah. It's Horn. That doesn't actually do anything. We still get our search. And I could still tribute the Lucina with Regina. I think he also has Imperm. Now the real question is, if Tinea goes off without a problem, I don't have to tribute her. Do I then normal summon White Dragon to make Baron immediately? I definitely don't want to put it there just in case it is an imperm. He might want to stop this, because this is Baron. Although he might blow up the welcome home. Yeah. And I need to summon Regina in the middle. So I can't even use the welcome home to tribute here. How much damage is that? I think we want the Baron just to protect us from them having something that could potentially stop lethal. And I could like try and surprise him with Regina in the battle phase, but I don't think there's any point to doing that right now. Because it's not like we're under max C or something. If I make... I really wish Strelitzia just had attack. Could it just be like 1500 attack and it doubles if it's in the center? Instead of it having 0 unless it's in the center? Like, you don't really want to put it in the center. I think we go for lethal, and if it doesn't work, then we can do something else, right? Do they actually have something? There's like this weird hold up, but it's very short, so I think it might just be lag. Why did they surrender on the last attack? Are you kidding me? Also, if they had something that our Baron couldn't stop for some reason, we still had another summon Lucina in the battle phase with the trap card. Okay, this is a pretty unfortunate hand. Because all we have is Regina. And we have nothing to protect it. Well, they didn't Ash. They have their own Regina. Okay, I think we just lose off of that. Well, I could still normal summon the Power Patron. Because they can't send back Regina, because Regina's too high level. Okay. That was a little... I think he... For some reason, he thought that he could send back Regina, and then I wouldn't be able to make Baron anymore, but Lucina's so restrictive. They really shouldn't have made Lucina that restrictive. Like, at the very least, she should be able to do any level, even if you didn't want to make it so she can do Xyz monsters and Link monsters. But personally, I think she should be able to do all of them. And I don't think it'd be broken if she could. But yeah, I think that guy was just going to be so far behind after that, because I could just blow up the Lucina, so then it couldn't be used, and I was still going to be able to full combo if he had nothing. Okay, we got the Godos, but we don't have the Hop Ear. So when he adds, we can Godos, and then we can Droll. Just don't summon Godos in the middle, because we could still Regina later. Max C. Well, okay, this is why we did it like this, because now we can also Droll. And they don't get the draw off of the Godos. Does it matter what we summon him in? I don't think it does, but... we don't want to summon the Max C. I think we wait for something more impactful. Because right now, we don't know... I guess if he goes to summon the normal monster, maybe I have to do this. Because otherwise he could Drill Beam me. How does Drill Beam read? Oh, he could just kind of use it, huh? Well, then I'm just gonna go ahead and go to... Go ahead, give me this. I don't think the Max C, we could use it for anything. Okay, the Drill Beam's not currently activatable. Until our turn, obviously. So there's no reason to spin this card back, right? Okay, they're making Heavenly Spheres. I can't really... Like I was just saying, like, Lucina can't interact with this. I don't think I want a Regina here. The funny thing is, though, the Max C threatens the Heavenly Spheres. Does this go back to his hand, or not? It should be banished, right? I think he's thinking that he's going to get Max C in his hand, but it's actually going to be banished. Yeah. And then we know that Drill Beam is activatable because apparently the second Lordly load counts. I don't think I have any counterplay here, right? Because I have no Elf Note plays besides Regina. I don't actually think I could do anything because I can't get Spell Canceller on the field. Because Regina's just going to get blown up. Yeah, there's nothing I could do. If I just had any Elf Note to summon, I could easily win this duel right now. But Regina is different, right? Because she activates. I guess it kind of depends on what card this is. Because in theory, I think it'd just be so suspicious if I summon Regina but don't activate her. But if I do activate, he's obviously gonna Drill Beam. I think I just have to try it because there's no other play, right? Hold on, is Drill Beam doesn't happen to be like only main phase, right? No, it's just whenever. Well, like if this is imperm, then we lose anyways with this play. Okay, he let me do. Alright, Drill Beam's no longer activatable. But I got nothing else, right? That's all we got here. So this must be imperm because he has something that's currently activatable. Oh, it's not. But the Blue Eyes... If he summons a Blue Eyes, they could just attack over this, right? I guess he could do that on his turn. Oh, that can also deal with it. Okay. This is... It's just like we were one card off of being able to win there, right? We were one card, one Elf Note card. If that was Lucina in hand... Instead of that Droll that we drew, pretty sure that's a win. I did get him with the Spell Canceller, but it was all dependent on what his unknown card was. If it was like a Roar, a Primite Roar, then we're actually in a pretty good spot, right? Okay, we got nothing that can summon itself, but we do have Fua to maybe draw something. Surely I don't want to Ash that. It's a 60-card branded deck. Is he DCing or what's happening? Nope, he's back. Ash. Okay, well, or, I said Ash. Ash is what I am going to use on this. That's it? Okay. Oh, hi, Gamma. Okay, so we gotta make the Tinia play, activate the Welcome Home, and Max C. Okay, well, I'm just gonna obviously Gamma this then. Okay, he's out of there. But 60 card deck, by the way, he opens up the one of Grass and the one of Max C. Like, come on. I'm lucky that I actually had the stuff to deal with that. Okay, this hand is unplayable. We drew double Godos. Obviously, Godos can't really be used on our turn, right? It's gonna be very rare that our opponent's actually summoning or searching on our turn. That doesn't search? Oh my gosh. I think we just save for the wishes, right? It would be nice, like, if Godos could have pulled this, the Maiden, out. Maybe I should have ashed that, but this felt like a bait that gets him still to a good spot. 'Cause now we could maybe steal this. Assuming that we can get Godos onto the field before he uses this effect. Maiden once per turn. Yes. Are you not searching a single card? What is this Blue Eyes deck? Aren't you supposed to be searching a bunch of cards? Is this lethal? There's nothing I can do. None of my cards have been activatable. I guess I just lose for not ashing this? Is this not once per turn either? Wait, this has to summon a defense? Does the Crimson get to summon in attack mode? Does this actually kill? Does this attack multiple times? No. Well, that was weird. I guess I got punished for not ashing that one card, but my hand is still unplayable. Okay, this is reflecting poorly on Godos, but I don't think this is his fault. What are the odds I was gonna draw both of them and our Blue Eyes opponent wasn't gonna search a single card, right? That doesn't make any sense. Like, it's not like he couldn't have searched a card. He could have very easily, with that Effect Veiler, made Spirit, what's it called? Eyes of something? This guy, Spirit with Eyes of Blue. He could have made this. He could have searched the field spell, and then he could have used the field spell to search another card. Does this search a card? Maybe not. Maybe it just lets him normal summon. But he could have searched, is my point. So yeah, that's one strike for Godos. But having both of them wasn't great. Is that Imperm or maybe Fua? If it's Max C, it kind of sucks. I think it's Fua. It's not Max C, but it could still be Fua. Yes. So the real question is, it's double Fua. Ooh. So now I really feel like I have to just droll, right? Which means I don't get my search. That's rough. Do I Tinea, though, then? Problem is if he draws into an Ash, we're in a bad spot, right? I think I do Tinea. Okay. I could still normal summon this guy later, and I have no searches, right? I don't have a way to make Baron unless I get White Dragon into the graveyard, I think. Or should I just immediately make Baron with this guy? I don't think we're going to be able to spell Canceller here. I think this is our best play, and then we just activate the effect of White Dragon. Can Dark Dragon summon out of the banish pile? Can we get all this stuff off the screen? From your deck or graveyard? That's a negatory. He actually quits off of that. That's crazy. If I activate... Hold on, let me think about that, because I think there might have been a better play I could have done. So the obvious benefit to activating is that I get to send Albion, which lets me set Fallen of the Virtuous, right? So that's kind of like adding a disruption and getting to Dark Dragon. But if I don't do that, and instead normal summon him, then I can make Excel. Excel can bring back the Power Patron. And then we could make this guy. Is that worth it? I feel like Dark Dragon's probably better. Dark Dragon and Fallen of the Virtuous is better than just this guy, with only a Baron to protect it. Okay, another weird play. Do I play the Fallen and the Virtuous? I think no. This garbage again. Right, that's sets. I think we're just gonna go ahead and activate this. And Magnamut should actually be useful here. And if he tries to Drill Beam the Magnamut on its activation, we Hop Ear. I mean, it's activation on the field, right? Oh, this isn't Blue Eyes. I think I ashed that, right? Because we're not looking for a Wishes to ash. We need to make sure I Magnamut before the end phase, or before the main phase ends. So that's fine. The Drill Beam's not actually activatable at the moment. Doesn't have another normal summon. Alright, let's get rid of this Dark Magician. Okay, it resolved. Are we just making Baron then? Sure seems like it. Could make Dark Dragon. Does that help us at all? We have a Fallen and the Virtuous. We could wipe up both of those cards, but that's probably not worth it. I don't think there's a reason to stop that, right? We get a draw off that anyways. Maybe Godos will do something here if he searches something, but I think he's probably done searching. He's doing more stuff. Surely we negate this, right? We don't really want him to have a Dragoon. Okay, he's just leaving. I mean, it's pretty obnoxious to have your opponent summon a Baron on your turn. And not only that, but the Baron is unaffected by everything. But that was turn 2. We did have to pass turn 1 to do that. And that's not that powerful. Like, if someone's got a good deck, that probably doesn't stop a good deck, right? But if he could continue, you know, maybe the Godos could summon something good there? Okay, it'd be really nice if our opponent would activate Max T or something. Come on, please. Okay, well. Easy come, easy go, I suppose. I don't know why we see Regina and no other elf notes so often. This has got to be a bait. We could always droll. So he probably thinks I have Ash. But actually, I have Gamma. I think I just let this through and then I droll. Now, if Gamma gets ashed, could be a bit of a problem. Yeah, he already has Rotary, so he was doing this on purpose. I assume he already has Rotary. Or the field spell. He's... Oh, that makes sense, yeah. Because otherwise he can't activate Synchro this turn. I don't know what he makes, though. He can make Remix. But that's not that good. I don't think we care about that. Those are 2 Elf Note cards. He might be thinking that the Welcome is a one-of and banish that, which I'm fine with. He banishes the Tinia. Does he leave it on the top? Bottom. Okay, got rid of both. Okay, well, if he's not doing anything else, then I guess Gamma is negating the Remix, probably? I guess if he ashes this, I just Gamma the Ash instead. Because what I really need is these bodies to actually hit the board. Okay, what was that? Maybe an Effect Veiler? Do I Tribute Summon the Regina first? Otherwise, I'm not really going to be able to summon Regina, right? At least this way, Regina can come back to hand. Flip. Oh, I might have made a big mistake. Also, is this only during any main phase? Does he have another mix? I guess it's not that bad. Even if it is another mix, I just summon not Power Patron. It is a little bit rough. Although Godos is activatable here, right? But he's only on your opponent's main phase. Does Shen Shen just win the game? kind of feel like Shen might just win the game. If I make Dark Dragon instead... then I could use the Regina next turn to make Baron. This is such a goofy game. Let's do it. It's time, Shen. We don't have Albaz. Does this do anything in the end phase? No. But we might as well send it back to the graveyard. Okay, so now we can make Baron on their turn. And I guess, like, they have to have their third mix in hand, right? If they don't have the third mix in hand, they can't deal with Shen. What the heck? That was unexpected. It's actually cool to an Elf Note, huh? Oh, I didn't realize that this applied to me. We got really lucky there, huh? We now don't get Regina back, but, you know, it is what it is. That being said, I do think I'm just going to allow this. Because it's way better for me if I negate the Regina. Okay, Tinia's not useful for him. Well, I guess he could still send cards from the hand. Okay, so Regina can't tribute the Lucina. So Regina doesn't get to summon in the middle, so she doesn't get to summon anything from the deck. And now we got Q. Do I just negate Q? Like, what's Q gonna do if I don't negate it? He could be a tuner. I think he's gotta go. And then I could, well, I could sub Tinia, but that doesn't help me. It depends on what I draw, but he surrendered. So there, if I draw a monster, then I could summon Tinia with Baron to then do Elf Note plays, right? If I don't draw a monster, then I think I go, I don't know, I guess I could summon Godos or something, but I should probably recycle the Baron. But that was kind of funny. Our opponent was not expecting any of that. Okay, this is a pretty weak hand. I think we have to negate that, right? Does this negate activation? Negate that activation. The problem is like the actual Shining Sarcophagus stuff. Like, you can't negate the Shining Sarcophagus because it doesn't get destroyed. But this doesn't really help me that much. It could potentially stop a Dragoon from coming out, though, so I think I have to. Like, if... The question is like, is he playing full Shining Sarcophagus, or is he just playing this to search the Dark Magician Girl, which searches Shining Sarcophagus, which can then make Dragoon, right? Oh, he just had it in hand already. But there was nothing I could do about that, right? Like, I can't negate Dark Magician Girl. And this can't be destroyed by monster effects, so it wouldn't have been relevant for me to do it on this. Is Gandora a quick effect? So this is more Shining Sarcophagus than I was hoping for. And then here comes Dragoon. Well, this guy and then Dragoon. You know how it works. But why the Gandora? Oh, he's just using it as a... Ah. That's something. Oh, it's Malice. Are you kidding me? Does this do anything without other Malice monsters? He's really trying to draw another Malice monster. I'm guessing he didn't draw one. Or he drew at Ignister. I mean, this could banish Chessie, but... Does this make a play? Maybe this makes enough? I don't know what the big ones require. Including a Malice, so we can make this. Does that do anything? Like, he doesn't have any cards of value to banish anymore, right? That's kind of obnoxious. Oh, he does get to set a trap, which I think is full combo, huh? That's unfortunate. He hasn't even normal summoned yet? This deck is so stupid. Yeah, he's got access to everything now. Was there anything I could have done about that? No, literally not. the Delta got activated against probably the best thing. And he already had the thing he was searching in hand, so... Just kind of got incredibly unlucky here. What does this one do? I just don't think we're going to have enough gas to break this field. But he's using a lot of time, right? It took him forever to figure out how to do this. So he might not have enough time to actually disrupt us. It's really scary because now that one of our power patrons is banished, if the other one gets banished, we are in a very bad spot. Like, surely he's gonna run out of time playing like this, right? This is ridiculous. It's not even like he's doing animations and actions. He's just sitting there doing nothing. Okay, here's this guy. That's not where you're supposed to summon that guy, but sure. Yeah, this only works on Malice Link monsters. Ah, that's really bad. The second Lucina is not what we wanted to see. You think this is an imperm? I think we have to activate. I was gonna not activate and just summon the power patron before he gets his banish onto the field. If this is not an imperm, and he doesn't immediately summon Heart's Cryptor on the normal summon of Power Patron, we could win, right? But is that, like, way too risky? Because I got 2 normal summons here, right? The problem is I have no way to get a Power Patron besides normal summoning this one. Unless I drop it into the graveyard to summon Fortuna. Fortuna used the trap card. But I can't even do that because Lucina has to go. Okay, no. Well, this does still use up our normal summon, unfortunately, but we do this. He is immediately doing that. He's gonna... Wait, what? This banishes? I obviously misread this one. I thought this was not what I read before. Oh, I just read this first part. Okay, well... Yeah, we lose. So even if I did dodge it there, like, we don't actually accomplish anything. I don't know, we were in such a bad spot. That hand was terrible. Very unlucky. Wait, did we know that that last card was Gaze? Was that last card Gaze? Let's go Welcome Home first, because we don't need this driver in hand. Okay, we get ashed. That's fine. I think that last card was Gaze, but I still don't know how I play that turn out. Like, it's so unfortunate that the second power page, like, one of them got banished and the other one was in our hand already. Like, that's just a situation that has such a low percentage of coming up. We have Imperm as well. Yes, yes we do. Alright, so I think we just do nothing, use the Hoppier on their turn. Might be Lunalight, which I think we just die if it's Lunalight, because we do not have a lot. It's DD. Wait, what? He's not adding a dark contract? What are we talking? Oh, he is. Why does it look like this then? I was like, why would you ever activate this effect? Okay, okay. Maybe it's saying that one's grayed out because he's already used that one? You use Shen Shen? I've been trying out Shen Shen today. It did good in a game against Cool Tune earlier. How does Dark Contract work? I'm not sure if we want to negate the Dark Contract or not. We don't need to max C yet. They don't have like a Link 1, right? Do we negate this Ash? I think we might negate this Ash. And now Regina's activatable. But the other card we have is Fortuna, which is... because I can't use that on the contract. Ah, that's so stupid. Why did we draw the 1-of Fortuna? I needed it in deck right now. Do we send something back? I think we just gotta let him do stuff. I would love to be able to return the pendulum scales as well or something. But, like, it's just not an option because the only thing we have is Fortuna. It doesn't say influence on the Baron, though. Even though it's indestructible, or like it can't be affected by anything, right? Well, we're just gonna have to hope that our draws are good enough. Ooh, here's Godos. Is he gonna search more cards? So I don't know exactly how that new fusion monster works. It's from your deck, huh? Okay, so I want to grab this, right? If this card you could fusion summon... Yeah, we want to grab that. Big enough to attack over Baron now. That's obnoxious. Do we need to... Can we stop him from getting a fusion monster? I think he just needs a fusion monster to be able to summon that one guy, right? Ah, yes, the Godos banishes the slime. Haha, you fool. Right, of course, they get the pendulum a second time, because why not? Do we have anything good in the grave I want to summon with Baron? There's no way he could deck us out. So he is trying to win still. He needs to suck up Godos, though, and Baron is unaffected by monster, or unaffected by everything. But it can be attacked over. Godos can't be destroyed by battle. Alright, we want this. Okay, he's out of there. Yeah, I mean, we were just gonna have to systematically destroy his entire field, which I think we could probably do. We had a lot of resources still. I don't know, Godos was very powerful in that duel, right? Not only could he not be destroyed by battle, which our opponent didn't play around, so he completely negated the battle phase, but he stole the slime, which the guy needed to make a fusion monster, and then when he popped the slime gets banished. So, essentially, Godos, like, tricked him into using 2 disruptions on... or, like, 2 things on himself. I don't know, I kind of like Godos. And then we just exclusively used the Baron to protect Max C, and I guess that was enough, huh? This was an interesting slew of duels we had today. A lot of... I don't even think... Did we make a single play going first? I think maybe one duel we made a play going first. Other than that, every time we went first, we just passed. Because we didn't have a play to make. Although we went first that last duel, and we only had one play, and it got negated, right? So I guess technically we tried to go first that last duel, but it didn't work out, so then we just had to make all of our plays on our opponent's turn. But it went pretty well. I don't know what else to change. But I kind of like the Godos. Now, we did lose that one game because we drew 2 Godos and he was never activatable. But to be fair, we had 3 other cards in our hand that were also never activatable. So, is it really his fault solely? But, I don't know. This is working pretty well so far. We'll probably play a little bit more of this. I want to keep trying it out. I still don't see why I would play back-to-back in here. I don't know if that was maybe just like a random throw-in that doesn't really ever come up. But the Shen did work against that Cool Tune player. He did not know what to do against that. The Godos plus the Hop here making Shen, and then the Cool Tune player is just pretty much out of luck. Like, all he could do to deal with Shen is use a mix from hand. But he had already used all of his mixes and stuff. It wasn't really an option at that point. So, anyways, we are going to play this deck a little bit more, but I'm going to take a quick break now. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Okay, I need to fill up my water, go to the bathroom, and then we'll probably play some more. I can't think of any changes to make to the deck at the moment. I kind of liked Godos. We could try like those Dogmaticas, but I don't think they're going to be as impactful. But we would be able to make Chaos Angel out of them, but they don't do anything on their own, really, right? They need at least 2 cards to do anything. So yeah, I'll be right back, and then we'll continue. I'll think and see if there's anything else that we could reasonably change about this. Like, do we actually like the Psy frames? Gotta think about it. Alrighty. It does feel like Delta's pretty bad, right? But I think it just kind of depends on the deck. Because, like, if we negate a High Spirits or a Branded Fusion, that could be pretty big, but it is a activation negate. I don't know. I think we should try Delta a little bit more. Not quite ready to give up on it. Well, let's do some more dueling, shall we? Yo, what's going on? And welcome back to some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. And we have been using our Go Second Elf Note deck. Last time we tried out Godos, and you know, a lot of the times he was actually pretty effective. And the better you know your opponent's deck, the better he is, right? We definitely, the last duel that we did against that DDD player, we just straight up kept him off of fusion monsters because we stole his slime, and then he tried to pop the slime got banished because he didn't read that part. And then he didn't read the fact that he's an illusion monster, so he can't be destroyed by battle. So just Godos like kind of soloed this guy's whole deck, essentially. But other than that, this deck has been pretty fun, but we have run into a lot of situations where we just don't have a starter. And if we go first, we just kind of end up passing, which is really awkward. But there's still a lot of starters in this deck, right? Like we got 3 Lucina, 3 Tinia, 2 Welcome Home, and then Regina with any Elf Note is a starter. So that's 11. It's not that bad. And then, I mean, like, if we ever have Albaz cards, we could do stuff with that as well. But it just doesn't happen very often. I don't know. Somehow you'd think that we wouldn't have quite as many duels where we just literally can't do anything. We gotta test and see how much we actually like Delta, because like that duel against Malice, Delta essentially did nothing. And we need to see like if it actually ends up doing something to people. Because otherwise, like, maybe I would just play more Bestials. But I guess the benefit to these two over Bestials is it doesn't require your opponent to be playing light or dark monsters for it to work. And then, so far, I've been liking 3-hop here. We haven't really gotten screwed by running 3 of it, so I like it more than when we had 2 of it. So, anyways, that's the same deck as it was before. We still got Shen Shen. I think Shen Shen might be more of like a matchup-specific thing, but a lot of matchups are going to be weak to Shen Shen. The only problem is actually making it, right? Because a lot of our deck can't go into it. It's very specific cards that can go into it. Otherwise, we have to like really go out of our way to make it, which is possible, but alright, so this is the classic worst possible Elf Note opening where you have to discard the trap card. You really hate to see that. Okay. You know, I didn't want to play that duel anyways. Thank you. So, the only reason I don't know, like, sometimes I think that you should probably just make a play anyways, as much as it hurts to use the trap card there. Because we can, like, at least make Baron, and then maybe try and do something with Tinia. But the other reason that I was making that play is if our opponent, like, immediately Maxis, or Fuas, or Perulias or something, at least I could Gamma. And then, like, our play is not that bad if we make Dark Dragon out of Gamma, right? So that was kind of the thinking there. I really think that, like, some of the Elf Note cards just are restricted in weird ways, right? Like, I think Lucina's awkwardly restricted in the fact that it can only send level 6 or lower monsters, which means you can't really send extra deck monsters unless they're low-level synchros. And you can't send high-level monsters. And then, like, Fortuna can't grab the trap from the graveyard. Just make it be able to grab the trap from the graveyard. It would make sense because you have a card that literally can pitch it. That was unexpected, but I guess it wouldn't have mattered anyways. Okay, this is pretty good for us because we have Magnemite to banish something before the end phase. We just got to make sure that we are toggling on because otherwise it might not ask us. Triple Draco Tail cards, huh? Draco Tail obviously notorious for playing very well under a lot of these effects. He did already normal summon, so it's not like he can normal summon Lucius. He does not want to deck me out. There's literally 0 chance the Draco Tail player is going to be decking us out. Okay, is he setting all the traps? No, he's still going for Ketu. So he's also going to make a Fimena play. Is he really not going to have anything to banish? If I do this, keep them off of Fimena. That's the play, right? Because then they only have... What are the 2 traps they have? Sting and Horn? I think we got to do this. But he does still have Cartesia. Ooh. So now he's gonna go for Rahu. There's nothing I can do about that. I don't know. Did I misplay by doing that? Possibly. Unfortunately, Urgula and... Oh, he's not. He's not doing Rahu. What's this card? Did we ever know what that card was? No, because these are the 3 Draco Tails, right? So this could be anything. It might be the other trap. It might be Flame, right? Because Flame is like one of the #1 things. Ecclesia's fine. He doesn't really have anything great to banish. I think I'm just banishing Cartesia. Oh wait, we could Godos, but this can only be activated in the main phase. Should I just go to... Is there any good reason not to? I can't figure out a good reason not to Godos. He's really not putting Cartesia back in his hand? I guess that means I need to banish the White Dragon then? Because he can always activate Cartesia afterwards. I don't know, is this guy like a genius? Or maybe not, maybe he's not activated Cartesia at all? I mean, it wasn't Max C, it was Fua. But he did summon quite a bit. Do we just want White Dragon? You summon from the hand? Yes, you do. But I don't really need to do that. I think I just want Druid Worm. There's another Godos, okay. Unfortunately, Godos is your opponent's main phase only. I guess I understand now why he wanted to keep the Cartesia, because he wants to summon it to his field. But now we have a Druid Worm that kind of pins that down, right? How do we have 0 Elf No? Like, we have this, and I'm pretty sure that this card that he set is Flame. How do I do this? Do I just summon Cartesia? Or, not Cartesia, Ecclesia? Summon Ecclesia. Oh, nope. Go like this. That was maybe the reason not to summon Godos, just so Ecclesia could be special summoned. If I summon Chaos Angel in attack mode, it can get horned. Do I want to just do this? Is there a good reason not to do this? Like, what could he do to stop this? I don't think he could do anything as long as I put the Albaz in defense. Get rid of this Godos, probably. Oh wait, you can't be used as a fusion material! Forgot again. We forgot that once before. This was a mistake. This doesn't target though, right? I already have Albaz. And I have fallen in the Virtuous, so I think I send Rinbrum. That's fine. So we just banish the Cartesia. Oh, he's taking the Albaz. That's a problem, actually. Wait, but we could just blow up the Albaz. That's not that big of an issue. Oh wait, no we can't. I should have banished it. Because he probably has Flame, right? This could potentially be bad. I could banish the Albaz. I think I have to. This is a bad situation. How do I deal with this Albion? I don't know. Do I risk it? I don't think I can risk it. I think we might lose. Because I'm pretty sure this is flame. Yep. Dang it, I had to not go for that Albaz play, I guess. Do I win if I don't go for that Albaz play? Or even if I just banish the Albaz? I don't think I have quite enough to win. I'm just going to surrender this one. We're too far behind. That was unlucky. Yeah, going for the Albaz play was wrong. I should have just done other stuff. It's just because I keep forgetting that that stupid Sanctifier can't be used as fusion material. If I remember that, I wouldn't have gone for that play. Okay, this is a terrible hand. Like, this is really bad. Because we literally have to use... Oh, wait, I misplayed. I should have just summoned Fortuna first. I'm so stupid. Now I've just misplayed constantly. This is a disaster. Oh, I'm really stupid. Obviously should have just summoned Fortuna first. Oh, he surrenders though. He doesn't know. No reason not to try and set up the trap, and then if he, like, imperms, we can dodge it. We were still gonna be fine. I was just gonna have to use Strelitzia to get Fortuna back. Which is, like, one extra retrieval of a power patron that we don't have, right? What just happened? Was that a loss? It wasn't a real game. I was just thinking of something, because a situation that we've been running into a lot is when we try and summon the spell canceller on our opponent's turn. Nah, I guess it doesn't matter. I was thinking of, because Radiant Typhoon, they're just activating their cards in the draw phase anyways. But I was wondering, like, if it's in the standby phase, maybe you, like, pass on the Baron to try and summon the spell canceller after they activate their spells, because this negates the ones that are on the field once it hits the field, but they're just using stuff in the draw phase, so it doesn't actually matter. Driver has also just been glued to our hand now. I think that's 3 duels in a row we've had Driver. Do I go for the Lucina play? I think I have to. It's definitely got something. It's probably Imperm or Effect Veiler. No. Which means he's probably looking to use that against Regina. He also has Droll? Possibly? I don't really know what we'd do. The only play I have in mind right now is normal summon Ash to make Shen Shen. Alright, no, he was just thinking of Max C the whole time. Alright, fair enough. If he also has Imperm, that could be pretty bad for us. Okay, he doesn't seem to have it. What do we think we're playing against? He's got the Regina sleeves. So it could be pretty reasonable to think that this is Elf Note. But I feel like a lot of people just try and trick you, right? A lot of, like, you don't want to reveal too much information, so you just end up with everyone playing sleeves that are opposite of what their deck actually has. We can't use Driver here because we need Fortuna, so I gotta use Fua, which is fine because they're both kind of useless now. I guess we could use Driver with the Trap card. And we want to make Strelitzia first. We decided that we want the Riser up there, right? There's that guy. Okay, what else do we want to do? Because we can't make, like, Shen Shen or something. Do we have a 2? We don't have access to any 2s. So if we're going to make something, it's either going to have to be a 9 or an 8 followed up by a 9. But we could also use Druis Worm in there. Do we have anything good to banish? I guess the Driver, maybe? Okay, so he's immediately trying to pop Baron. Trying to think, like, is there... I think I want to use Baron on this, because he might have Droplet. And then hopefully I can Droplet the... That might be his only spell card, though. Maybe he's just using it to get it out of the way. Okay, so it is Radiant Typhoon. Right now he's adding a monster. We kind of want to stop him from adding Phonics, right? So I think this has to be a negate. Did he normal summon that? He did normal summon that as well. Guess we'll get rid of the Druid Worm. And we're gonna want Tinia and Lucina. Kind of hoping he just can't go any further. Iphone. Ooh, he can potentially attack over. Is there anything we can make to stop that? We just need something here in the middle, and then he has to attack that. So we'll just wait until he goes battle phase. Oh wait, I didn't consider that part. Should have made Baron, huh? That was dumb. Is there anything I can do to stop this now? Should have just dealt with this immediately, I guess. Wait, he didn't go for the spell canceller? Okay, beginning of the battle phase, though, we gotta summon Regina. Because this is what lets you... So we get rid of this. Summon her. I don't know why he did that. I think he thought that he could attack the spell canceller. This should do nothing though, right? Because it shouldn't be activatable. This doesn't actually do anything because it's negated. Shoot. See if anything in here I could banish. Yeah, I could banish that. I think we just swap everything to attack. We need to get better at using our disruptions. The disruptions are so complicated. So we definitely messed up there, right? Because he had the opportunity to get rid of the Spell Canceller, which doesn't win him the game because he can't summon any more monsters. But he could potentially... Well, can he even set up like a legitimate field? Unless he already has the trap card in hand, I don't know if he can actually set up a legitimate field or not. And I just mean like back row. Obviously, he can't summon monsters. So I think it was probably over either way, but we did give him the opportunity when we didn't have to let him do that, right? We could have gone like Dark Dragon to fuse with it, with Albaz, and that was probably the best play we could make. I need to get better at figuring out, like, which disruption line we need to go down, right? Because it's not like, oh, here I just make Baron, or here I just make Dark Dragon. Like, you gotta do other stuff to actually get to those. You don't just start out making Baron. Yeah, this is a pretty good hand. We got 2 different things that we can hop here with. We have to allow that. High Spirits. Should I make Baron now? To try and play around that High Spirits? Let's try it. That's the other good thing about this, though. Like, no one knows what we're doing, right? When I go this Regina play, like, this guy's got no idea what's about to happen. He's like, oh, it's just a normal Elf Note play. Now, he knows that I'm going to try and rip with Tinia, so he might just activate High Spirits in response. Which is fine. I'm fine with him activating High Spirits. I just want Baron to be able to negate White Dragon. Okay, so this was his plan. He's got to pop the Regina so Tinia can't go to the middle. Wait, what? That causes some slight issues. I didn't expect him to pop Tinia, I guess. That makes sense. Like, I really want to use the Regina so the Regina comes back to hand, right? So do I have to let him pop the Tinia, I guess? Kind of seems like it. But good for us. Him using that means that he can't use it to stop us from making the Hoppier play, right? Because he could have popped the card that Hoppier targeted if he knew that we were going to try and do that. So now he probably realizes that Baron's coming. So he could choose... Like, I'm going to let him activate High Spirits. I'm probably even going to let him activate White Dragon if he really wants to, because he doesn't know we have Magnemite yet. Okay, now he's High Spirit, which is fine. That could be a little bit awkward. He could summon a Quem now, huh? We don't care about that. So I wonder if we can maybe bait him to use something on the Baron. I don't think he really has anything great to summon off, or like to send off of the Quem right now. What does this kit summon? From your graveyard. I guess it's summoning Cartesia. Should I banish the Cartesia now then? But then I'm not going to be able to stop the Fallen and the Virtuous. This is a tough situation. I think I need to banish the Cartesia now. Does he still have something? Okay. I don't know why it held there so long. Hey, how's it going? We're trying out some interesting Elf Note stuff. It's working pretty well, this like go second Elf Note nonsense. Okay, so I think we let this guy hit the field and then pop him. Oh wait, this is gonna activate Quem though. But that doesn't summon anything, right? Like, she could probably summon the kit. Can you summon the kit? Yeah, you could summon the kit. But we want to make sure that Quem is the only tuner on the board, I think. Actually, it doesn't even matter. Because if I pop him, then she resummons him right here, right? So that doesn't do anything. Ooh, she gets to chain block him? That's kind of bad for us. I didn't think that through fully. Okay, so what might happen here is he might go Albaz. You just had another Cartesia? Of course you did. I kept you off of the Cartesia perfectly, and you just had a second one. But yeah, because the Baron is still targetable, right? It's just unaffected by activated effects. So I'm kind of hoping that he, like, tries to deal with the Baron. Although we might be in a pretty bad spot. This didn't really mess him up as much as I was hoping it would. I think I should have let the Quem summon the kit. That wasn't really gonna do that much, right? Does this count as properly summoned? I think it does. Okay, now he's going for Albaz. I'm kind of hoping the Albaz isn't activatable, but it is. So I think it's going to force him to make Lubellion, right? Because he can't use the Baron. Okay. He decided to make something else, which... okay. I'm guessing now he's not going to activate Mirror Jade, though. Well, I guess his name has been pretty accurate. This is going to be a problem, though. He still has 2 Disruption. Does he have another Quem? Okay, he's actually got a lot, huh? This is problematic. I think I have to go with this guy. Alright, that's interesting. He's gonna pop the Baron. So he does actually understand why and how long the Baron was unaffected for? Is that right? Okay, this is gonna be problematic. Start with you. So I need to activate Ecclesia here, right? Because I need the Albaz to be the one that gets banished, not Ecclesia. I think that's real. It sucks, but like if the Ecclesia dies, I don't have another Ecclesia, right? So I don't have access to it. So I need this Albaz to be banished. Do I normal summon this guy, maybe? I kind of wanted to drop a card from the extra deck, but... that's gonna cause problems. Yeah, he's just immediately going to fusion with my whole field. But that deals with all his disruptions. Kind of hoping something would stay on the field so I could tribute it. Alright, how do I play this out? You can activate more than one of these per turn, right? You can only use the effect once, but... should I Black Rose? But it doesn't kill that, right? And Baron got blown up. So it'd be a really good time to have Crystal. I've used all your effects, so we need this. What is this guy? He has Rindbrum. I messed up. I needed you to be in the middle. Oh, jeez. We're gonna time out. Dang it. Oh, wait. I already normal summoned. Shoot. I already normal summoned. Yeah, I can't quite get there. I could have done it, I just did it wrong, right? Unfortunately. Dang it, I couldn't figure out the play fast enough. Ah. I needed the Fortuna to be in the middle. Because if the Fortuna goes in the middle, then I can use the Power Patron on Fortuna and make Chaos Angel with those two. The Chaos Angel can banish the Mirror Jade. Then the Chaos Angel can attack the Dogma Dragon. And then, like... Are we good enough from there? I just didn't have enough time. I let myself run out of time. I used too much time on his turn. We definitely could have won that. That was very winnable, though. It's just like our deck is so much more difficult than anyone else's deck. It takes a lot of work. But we almost beat a perfect branded turn 1, right? We were like one play away from beating a perfect branded turn 1. They got every single card they wanted because they had everything so redundantly. Herulia. That's a problem. Well, I don't have a play anyways, so I guess I'll just pass. He has nothing? A Jade doesn't pop the field if it gets banished by Chaos Angel. It only pops the field if it gets destroyed. See, it's, if this Fusion Summon card leaves the field... Oh, it leaves the field? Oh, I thought it was destroyed. Since when? Alright. Yeah, the Chaos Angel would only be indestructible in combat. The thing is, we should be able to win that turn. I just wasn't figuring it out. Like, we need the Chaos Angel. Wait, no, Light is unaffected by monster effects. But we needed the Chaos Angel to fight the Dogma. That was the only way to kill the Dogma. But we should have been able to win. I just wasn't figuring it out. I think, like, with enough attack position monsters, we should have been able to win after the Jade gets banished and the Chaos Angel attacks. It's just like such a complicated play to actually get to the win that I can't just figure it out on the fly. I would need to actually already know how to do it. Do we even care about that? Like, that doesn't do anything. You don't get to draw a card. Like, why didn't you do this before? Sure. You got it, man. Good work, dude. Anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead and tribute that Fortuna that you just sent back to my hand. Ash. Is there anything we can do about that? Not really. Do we normal summon the Hop Ear? Or do we wait on the Hop Ear? Or do we just win here? Hold up. Unfortunately... shoot. Is there a way to win? Because I can't banish you, right? I need you to be able to summon from the graveyard. So I kind of need to tribute the Albaz to summon you. There's got to be a way to win here, right? You go... Hop Ear, make Dark Dragon. Ah, but that doesn't get a Dark Monster into the graveyard. Why do you have no Dark Monsters? What is wrong with you? Hop Ear... Hop Ear, make Baron. He has something. So it really just depended what he had in his hand, but Regina comes back to hand. We make Baron, but it's just a Baron. Like, I think I just can't afford to give up my Fortuna. But if I summon the Fortuna outside of the battle phase, here, let's look at our deck for this. So we have Fortuna in the graveyard, that's it. That's the only light or dark. So if I pitch Albaz to summon Fortuna during the main phase, then we'll have a Baron plus a Fortuna. So that's 5,200. We're 300 off of lethal. Is there a better play? If we instead go Hop Ear, make Dark Dragon Tribute, summon a White Dragon and Ecclesia. Ecclesia, tribute itself, summon the Albaz from hand, then Magnemite, banish the Ecclesia. Then we have these two, so 36 plus a Magnemite is 61, and then we could trap card As long as we need to drop a dark monster, so probably the Magnemite, right? Are you dark? You are dark. We could drop either the Magnemite or the White Dragon during the battle phase and attack for game with Fortuna. So that was the way to do it, I think. I don't think the other way does it, but we do end up with a Baron and the trap card. Like, we're in a really good spot if we do the other way. Alright, we got Godos and we got Hop Ear. That's not what you want to see. Do we want to Ash? No, we wait for the spell card, right? They really need to remove you having to click for your opponent's stuff. Anyways, we should summon Godos now and then immediately Hop Ear. Because we're not going to have anything in the graveyard to summon anyways. So we are going to make this guy, because this doesn't do anything. It does make it so the spell card that he activates when I Ash it, it'll go to the grave, right? But I'm pretty sure this guy just, like, wins against them. Let's find out. I don't really know the answer, so... And I assume they're going to activate a whole bunch of stuff, right? We just need to make sure that we don't do this until, like, he forces it out somehow, which I don't know if he can even do. Or we just do it on our turn, so the whale doesn't get us. Surely he's gonna activate enough monster effects, right? He just has to activate 5. But maybe he's only gonna activate 4? This also counts my monster effects. So, like, my Ash will count. So he only has to activate 4, and I have to Ash his spell card. I kind of wasn't thinking about the fact that these don't count. We need to stop him from getting, like, a floodgate, though. For sure. Well, a floodgate beyond what he already has. Okay, we have to assume that that's the whale, right? So we can't activate our guy. But does this count as activating? Okay, he didn't do it. Delta. So which one was he using to reveal? Who's using this one? Destroy one monster. The dimensional fissure is too much. Maybe this wasn't the right guy. What's the alternative, though? Shen Shen? Is Shen Shen enough? Shen Shen makes this go to the banish pile, so then he doesn't have that. This is only on the field, so it doesn't even work on that thing. Like, if I start attacking, I'm gonna lose, right? I need to... If I hit anything that's not this guy, I might have a chance. But it also has to be not the whale. I don't know, I just gotta start attacking, I guess. He used this last. So we know that this is over here. Okay, so he wiped... That was not the right time to do that, by the way. He should obviously have waited until the battle phase actually started. Okay, so... Do we know what any of them are? One of them's this. Till the end of this turn. I don't think we know anything else. Yeah, it really sucks that we don't have a play. We'd be fine if we had a play. This guy... Oh, right, we don't have any attack points. Forgot we lost all of our attack points. Alright, I don't really know what to do. By the way, this effect needs to be changed. I don't know who decided this was 900. This is 3 times too much. I think we just lose. Yeah, it's unfortunate that the other cards in our hand... Like, because he started with Di-Fi, so Fallen is not activatable. It's just like he got way too lucky that our hand was this. If we had any other cards, I think we're fine. So we know he didn't even have the whale either. Okay, but now we know that this is not the right guy for this deck. Like, it definitely scared him. Well, maybe it is the right guy. Because, like, I could have... If I had a legitimate hand, like, say I have a Lucina in my hand, does this activate... That targets a card you control. So, no, it wouldn't have targeted on... Or it wouldn't have activated on Regina. Yeah, we're just dead to these now. That's just unlucky. This is such a stupid deck. He doesn't realize how lucky he got. Like, imagine all I needed to happen was I draw Lucina or I draw a Tinia. Fortuna was probably not enough. But, like, if I draw an Elf Note card that's activatable, I can get 2 monster effects and wipe his whole field, right? Without him being able to do anything about it. But still, since we knew we had Ash, maybe it'd be better to just Shen Shen. Because we know Shen Shen can attack over all of them. and Shen Shen would make it so the spell card would be gone. What do I do here? Do I just grab you? We're probably playing against branded, right? He's got two different kinds of branded sleeves. But maybe not. Maybe he's secretly a Stardust player. Everything's branded except the Stardust icon. He has Baron? Or, not Baron, Nibiru? Appears to be a Nibiru. So, if it's Nibiru plus Effect Veiler, we got problems. If it's Nibiru plus Imperm, we can deal with that. But that means we can't activate the trap card. He's essentially forced us into not being able to activate the trap. So, like, normally here I would like to do a little... Like, I could go Dark Dragon, right? But I think I have to assume that he's got... Okay, he's out of here. He probably didn't have Imperm, to be fair. Let's see what he was playing. Was it just, like, Radiant Typhoon? No, it's branded. But he probably had, like, multiple spell cards in hand or something. Okay, this is not a particularly good hand for going first, I would say. We're back to just passing when we go first. Alright. Rotary. That's not what you like to see. Because that's the best start, right? Now we, like, drolling him doesn't really work. Gotta hope he doesn't have Ash. She did. Really, he's actually making himself drollable? This guy's an idiot. Come on, man. Just to search a second queue? You did all this to search a second queue. Okay, now I'm hoping that in response to that, I thought he was gonna synchro. I guess not. So you have to Godos first, huh? Or I had to toggle on if I wanted to Godos as well? I think I had to toggle on for Godos. This was such a bad play. Literally all he had to do was use the rotary in hand or just not search with the mix. Like, what are we doing? He still gets to control our deck, which is a problem. I should have Godos on the field right now. It's really unfortunate. Okay. He's probably going to give me Ash, banish the white dragon. That's our only white dragon, so that's kind of a problem. Yeah, this really sucks. I really wish I had the Godos on the field. Yeah, that's unfortunate. If I had the Godos, are we fine? The problem is he could just pop it with Mix. So I think either way we're in a bad spot there. Because then he could just attack over whatever I summon. It's pretty unfortunate to... Like, legitimately, almost every game we go first, we don't have cards to play. Wow, this is a terrible hand. This might be an insta scoop. I have to Ash that and then just hope for the best. That doesn't do anything except get you another... Oh, he's trying to get a Quem. That's obnoxious. No, he just had everything anyways, so I think we are done here. We just don't have a legitimate hand, right? Like, we can't play with this hand. Yeah, let's just surrender. We had no going second cards. Okay, this is not great, but maybe playable. We need to Gamma first. Okay, never mind. Alright, can we actually have a play this time? We have a play. That's pretty good. Worst case scenario, we could, I guess, normal summon Spell Canceller. Ooh. Do I Ash that? I don't think I do. I think we wait for like a max C, because he's got something else, right? He's got Ash himself. That puts us in a pretty bad spot. Do I summon Spell Canceller? Or do I summon Ecclesia? Alright, have fun. Please tell me you're not playing Elf Note. But I guess if they're playing Branded, they have an easy way to out this as well, so... Okay. I'm on the verge of surrendering. Because this seems kind of unplayable. He probably just has case for K9 in hand, right? Yeah, he just has it. That's unplayable. I don't know. Just too many of the decks can just attack over Spell Canceller so easily if you have literally nothing else on the field. Was it the wrong play to make? I don't know, like, the thing about Spell Canceller is we didn't have to give him a draw for it, right? But if I Ecclesia and make Baron, I do have to give him a draw. Got some Ritual Beast sleeves, huh? Okay, we're gonna Droll immediately. And then this is pretty good because... Druid Swarm could just banish something that they send to their graveyard. Wait, what? Like, he doesn't... They just get to summon these for free now? They don't actually have to tribute anymore? That's so garbage. Okay, is this thing on summon? I'm hoping that it's not on summon. Oh, it is on summon. I think I have to... I have to make Baron now. And I can always just deal with this with the Druis Worm. Wait, he has something? Oh, I don't care about that. Nope, he's out of there. Because the Druis Worm's going to get rid of the Xyz monster, and then we're just going to have an unaffected Baron on the field. And then we got Tinia for follow-up and White Dragon, right? That was a really good hand. Alright, this is probably the last one for today. Hey, I'm doing alright. How about you? Okay, that's a hand. Ooh. Do you negate spell effects? Activates a spell card. So you're completely useless against Elf Note, huh? That sucks. Should I activate the Fualos? Like one of them right now? So then maybe the second one can go off? Alright, we gotta activate the second one. He might have Droll in his hand, so these might be the only cards we get to draw. Ooh, we get Max C. Regina's not activatable. So he didn't have Droll, huh? Or maybe he couldn't afford to... Oh, wait, I should have Max C'd right there. That was a mistake. Well, maybe it wasn't. Because then if he does have Droll and he just needed this search... I'm missing out on a situation where I possibly could have drawn more cards first, right? Before he could actually Droll. Like here, should I even bother Max C'ing the Regina, or should I wait for her effect and then Max C? I think I wait for her effect. So I get draw 3 all at the same time. I really think this guy probably has Droll. Losing some coin flips. That's how I feel, which is why I'm still playing this, right? Ooh, now we got stuff. What do we do? He still has his normal summon. I think we have to do this before he makes Baron, right? My Elf Note card is a Power Patron. Okay, so this makes it so the trap card can't... Oh, wait, it can. That's bad. The trap card can negate the Excel. I thought he only had Fortuna for some reason. I wasn't paying attention. Wait, no, it can't because he doesn't have a Synchro yet. We're all good. I'm being stupid again. They don't seem to sleep. You know, I mean... if you want to win, you gotta just not sleep, right? Which is why I don't think it's really reasonable to try to not win. Or to try to win. Get rid of that. What are you possibly doing here? You're summoning back Tenia? That seems wrong, right? Because now you have no ways to get another Power Patron now. What the heck are we doing? Okay, yep, he's out of there. Yeah, that was obviously the wrong... Like, maybe he thought... Maybe he was in the same headspace that I was, right? Trap card negates. You like, get in these headspaces where you're like, trap card negates. It always negates. Unfortunately, in that situation, trap card did not negate. And I think he realized that. Because that was his last way to get a Power Patron. Unless he had one in hand to normal summon still. Other than that, he had no Power Patron access anymore. So his turn is pretty much over from there. And even beyond that, like, we got Fua and Max C going. He apparently didn't have Droll. I was playing around him having Droll that whole time. But even if he did have Droll, and he really needed that Fortuna search, which it seemed like he did, everything he did made sense to do it in that order if he had Droll, right? He had to give me those 2 draws, and then he was gonna have to give me 2 more, which is why I didn't max C on the activation of Regina. I waited for her to activate on the field, so then I draw 3 cards at the same time instead of just 1 and then get Drolled. So that was the thinking behind all that. Obviously he misplayed, but that's gonna happen. I've done that misplay too. But yeah, I mean, Go second deck is doing work, but there's definitely some glaring weaknesses in it. So I don't know, like, Godos is sometimes good and sometimes not, right? I don't know. It's a tough one. But I think that's going to do it for this one. We'll maybe work on the deck and see if we can make it a little bit better. I saw that there's an event coming up, so we'll probably be playing that on Monday. But anyways, hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Alright, sorry, I wanted to finish up before I responded. You're trying to be in the top 1,000? Unfortunately, like, they're just not a good incentive, right? It's either first place or nothing, essentially. Like, if you want to go to Worlds, you got to get first. Other than that, like, nothing matters except for the title that says you were in, like, top 1,000 or whatever, right? So, and I mean, I kind of dislike when PvP games make, like, super heavy incentives for being the top players, mostly because it ends up being annoying to then try and be one of the top players. And then it ends up not being fun. So I feel like, as much as I'm not a participation trophy guy, I do feel like events like that should be participation trophy based. And it's weird because they're not at the moment. Like, the World Championship qualifier, the only participation is in the first half of the event, right? There's literally no incentive for playing the second half of the event. So I feel like that's kind of weird, which is why I don't even bother climbing to Duel level 20, because there's just zero incentive. But maybe that's the idea. Maybe the whole incentive being in the first half is what they want, and they only want the people who actually care playing the second half, because obviously if you don't care and you play the second half, you're probably going to get frustrated and then not want to play the game. So they probably just don't want you playing the second half then, if you aren't like super competitive. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I haven't really ever tried the Duelist Cup. The first few times it came out, I like climbed to Duel level 20 every time, but then I just like I'm not gonna win. I'm not gonna play long enough to win. So I never tried to win. I'd maybe do like a few games. Yeah, they could definitely throw some gems in, but like I said, there's also reasons for them not to do that. But I think personally they should be running more events and stuff. Like, I feel like how they're doing events right now, they're just too sporadic. Like, it's pretty much like one big event per month and then one mini event, which they could easily be doing twice that and just have like the same number of rewards, or they should have more rewards, honestly. But because they should just be trying to be incentivizing people to play all these things. But anyways, I don't know. Maybe I should have been keeping track how many times we went second in the past 2 days. Because this deck is obviously performing well because it can mess people up going second. But then I didn't really keep track of if it was relevant still to be playing a going second deck. I do kind of like the spell canceller idea. I wonder if I should port that over to our normal Elf Note deck, because that's pretty nasty. That makes it like it's very difficult to lose going first at all. But I guess the reason behind it for this deck is your turn 1 is gonna be weaker, so the idea is to just have a blowout card for turn 1 that could just instantly win you the game, because like you're so much less consistent going first and a little bit less powerful on top of that. So maybe Spell Canceller would be silly in other circumstances. But yeah, I don't know what to change. And now I'm super hesitant. Like, after having like such a bad experience for like a few weeks, I'm super hesitant to play anything besides a going second deck. But I think it's just a mental thing, because obviously before that and like the previous seasons, that didn't happen, where I just went second all the time. So it should, you would think that at some point it would go back to being normal and then it wouldn't bother me anymore again. Well, this is an interesting idea. I really do like Hoppier Squadron. It's kind of the first time I used him. But it's pretty fun. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know if I should keep playing this deck or go back to something more conventional. I also kind of hate Fallen of Albaz in the deck. Part of me is like, you could very easily just run White Dragon and Ecclesia, take out Fallen of Albaz, take out Fallen of the Virtuous, remove this entire extra deck except for Dark Dragon, and then like play Fiendsmith or something. That's not even just for this deck, that's like for regular Elf now. Because I think after trying this Albaz stuff so much, I think Fiendsmith is better. Just straight, like, the thing that baits me into liking it is the easy Ecclesia access, right? The access to a nice level 4 tuner makes you really want to... Well, now I'm realizing that you probably need to play at least Albion. Or maybe Rindbrum. If you're not playing Fallen and the Virtuous, maybe you just play Rindbrum. Because you need something to toss, right? Off of his effect, because you don't want to toss a Dark Dragon. And if you do get your Dark Dragon in the graveyard, you kind of want a way to get it back. So the Rindbrum gives you away, plus the Rindbrum could summon the White Dragon on your opponent's turn to then make like a wall at least. But it's not disruption if you don't have Albaz. I just really like... Albaz almost never resolves in this deck. It's too tough to get him to resolve, honestly. Anyways, I'm just kind of thinking about stuff now, so I think we're going to go ahead and call the stream there as well. And like I said, I think there's an event starting like tomorrow night, but that probably means that we won't play it until Monday. Also, don't know, is this a mini event? Like, it's 6 days long. Aren't they usually a little bit shorter than this? It does say mini event. Maybe they're always this long and I thought they were shorter. We'll probably be playing that Monday. You start with 3 copies of it? So it's gonna be like a burn festival? I mean, that's what all those are gonna devolve to. Just play turbo burn deck, right? So, anyways, that's going to do it for the stream today. Thanks for stopping by. If you have any suggestions to make that deck better, I'm open to it because it does seem a little bit cheesy and it is kind of annoying to not be able to, like, make turn ones very often. But other than that, like, you really get to interact with your opponent a lot more, especially on their turn. But it feels bad when you don't have interactions and that's the whole idea of your deck, right? But that's gonna do it for the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully I will see you on Monday.